So you had Bobby Lashley available. You had Samoa Joe available. Shit, you even had a No Way Jose available. Not that people would give a shit, but you had him available. You had Jeff Hardy available. You had all these guys available, and probably then some. A lot more that's probably going to show up tonight on SmackDown. All of these people were available, ready to go at WrestleMania to be Braun Strowman's tag team partner, and you chose Nicholas, a fourth grader from Who Gives a Fuck High School. I still cannot get over this whole weird... It's not even a story. It is a fucking schmaz angle. It was a joke. It was a clown show. Braun Strowman gets the championships with this 10-year-old kid. The very next night, last night on Monday Night Raw, they hand the titles over, which should happen, by the way. I'm pretty sure, realistically, the legal department of WWE would have some type of issue with a 10-year-old being a tag team champion. Nobody wanted to address that. But BC, it's fun, man. Yes, maybe it's fun if you're 7 years old watching. The audience of WWE, if you look at the analytics, it literally ranges all the way to 70 years old. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people probably older than 70 watching as well. But the big chunk of that audience, you'd be surprised. 18 to 35 is their main demographic. Then you go on to even more after, not more than 18 to 35, but even more people are still viewing from the 36 to 44 demographic. And so on. It trickles beforehand, trickles after. 18 to 35 is your fucking base. I don't know a shitload of 18 to 35-year-olds that looked at the 10-year-old and said, damn, I look up to that son of a bitch, and it wasn't even Make-A-Wish. No. Come to find out, this kid is like John Cone's son is what I'm hearing. He's a referee's son. Maybe he still had a condition or something. Maybe there was a reason that they put him in there to put a smile on his face. I don't know. But I do know one thing. Why is everybody really upset about it? Because it was WrestleMania for the tag team championships 40 minutes before the show goes off the air. Is this not connecting with the... Because I was reading some shit yesterday on other platforms. It was mostly women. Older women were saying this, so take it with a grain of salt. But they were like, I thought it was adorable. It was such an awesome moment for that young man. And I'm like, this is the problem. It's not supposed to be adorable. It's WrestleMania. The tag team championships are on the line. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Braun Strowman. In the outcome of the match, people are saying it was adorable. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Braun, and it was adorable. Awesome. Great shit, man. I'm so glad we could bring the circus to your town, New Orleans. I'm seeing so much shit now. Now I'm hearing he wasn't even a Make-A-Wish kid. This was just a referee's kid. That makes it even... It's like Vince just said, you know what? I want to save all of the NXT Call-ups. I want to save all of the returners, the Jeff Hardys, the Samoa Joes, the Lashleys, and the Call-up. I want to save everybody, and we'll just explode them on everybody on Monday and Tuesday. Which ended up being way too much, by the way. But I'm going to tell you exactly why they did that last night. Let's save everybody and give them all on one night. And, well, Vince, what do we do for Sunday then? Braun needs a partner, and, let's fucking, wait, Cone's got a son, right? Put him in there. Wait, Vince, what do you say? Yeah, let's have him win the titles, and then the next night they just give him up. We'll say he's got to go back to school. And that's what they did. They picked this 10-year-old kid, the ref's son, looked like a last-minute decision. He goes in there. They win the championships of the world, and then last night, Braun's just like, yeah, we're going to give him back. Like it's a fucking candy bar. These poor championships look more fucking diminished by the day. If I'm Sheamus and Cesaro, I don't want the titles back. Braun just wins and then he's like, yeah, we're going to give him back. Yeah, we got to go to Wendy's real quick, but we're going to give these back. He's got to go back to school. His 4th grade teachers. First of all, thank goodness for the 4th grade. I never thought I'd say that. But take him. Nicholas is all yours. But BC, fans chant Nicholas. Trust me, guys, it's just in fucking fun. I promise you. It's the fucking... First of all, I want to get to what Corey Graves said about the fucking the crowd. I want to get to that in a second. But the We Want Nicholases, I assure you, it's just in fucking fun. It's in sabotage of how Vince McMahon sabotaged us. I promise you, if Nicholas came down to the ring and didn't have any martial arts, didn't fuck shit up, nobody wants to actually see Nicholas. That's to prove a point, like when Roman Reigns is in the ring and we'll chant, we want Nicholas. That's showing you that Nicholas is probably more over than Roman Reigns. But it doesn't get away from the fact that we don't actually want Nicholas, a 10-year-old kid, Nicholas or any 10-year-old, in the fucking ring. That is sacred ground. We're supposed to believe in this product. As fans, we try to get away from the clown atmosphere. We try to get away from the circus atmosphere. You shouldn't be ashamed to be a wrestling fan. That's what made the Attitude Era really cool. You want to know what really made the Attitude Era really cool from somebody who was around in that Attitude Era as a teenager at that time? It was the fact that it was the coolest thing in the world at that point to be a pro wrestling fan, to flip off everybody around you, to fuck with your boss, maybe even beat up your boss, depending on the job that you're at, drinking beer, whooping ass, flipping people off. It was the fucking you could be real. You could be an asshole and get away with it. I like that. And don't you lie. Everybody's got an asshole within them. Everybody's got a little bit of a jerk, a little bit of a mean streak, a little bit of a time of the day where they just don't want to deal with people. So you can get off your high horse. Not everybody is going to be happy-go-lucky 24 hours a day. The Attitude Era, it showed characters that we've never seen before, but you could identify with them. Like the Steve Austins. And it was cool, man. Now, how the fuck do you go anywhere and talk about the Raw Tag Championships after a 10-year-old won the match? So, all of this was just a last-minute decision, I think, by Vince saying, no, let's save everybody for Raw and SmackDown. We'll have an explosion of new talent. It'll get people excited for the shakeup, and I have no idea what to do with Braun. Let's do something fucking quirky and crazy and fucking try to shock people. Let's bring in Nicholas. I will never be on board with a decision like that, guys. And again, even if it was Make-A-Wish, and again, if it was Make-A-Wish, that is fucking awesome. And I love what WWE does to Make-A-Wish. I think it's one of the coolest things. But that does not mean bringing a Make-A-Wish kid into the ring and having them win championships of the world. There has to be something sacred about championships. And when you do clown shit like that, man, I mean, we think 50-50 booking on it, flip-flopping with the championships, hot potato, is bad enough. No, it goes worse. We could put a 10-year-old in there. I'm telling you, that's right up there with David Arquette winning the WCW championship. That is the shit that killed WCW permanently. And it might just be the shit that killed those Raw Tag Team Championships, I'm telling you. Because that was absolutely fucking disgusting. Last night was the Raw after Mania. The Raw where everyone's the most hyped, right? And I already went over it, so I'm not going to go over it again. Last night we saw Braun Strowman hand over the Tag Team Championships to Kurt Angle and say, we can't have these anymore. He's got to go back to the 4th grade. Speaking about Nicholas. Can't even believe I'm watching this on my fucking television. But we are. But wait, it was adorable, BC. It was just a moment, BC. Don't take it serious, BC. Laugh and have fun with pro wrestling, BC. Okay, I'll try. I'll try next week. Thanks. Motherfuck. So, Corey Graves starts this whole fucking show off Camera's close up on Corey, and Corey's trying to explain, and Michael Cole is too, and fucking Coachman. But Corey Graves is like, yes, this is it's the funnest night of the year. It's where people from all around the world, and he called it international flavor, get together, and they just go a little bit crazy and wild. And they boo who they usually cheer, and they cheer who they usually boo. They go through this every year. They try to help the casual fans understand that don't listen to the crowd. They don't know what they're fucking saying. Don't let them force feed you shit. Don't follow the sheep. Follow us. Force feed what we're giving you. Fucking, or we're gonna force feed you the shit. So, whatever you hear from the audience, don't listen. They're fucking nutcases. Or basically what they said was, they're not from America. Because Corey Graves said, it's international flavor coming together. So what does that mean? The fucking other countries aren't sane? Other countries don't know what the fuck they're talking about, Corey? Is that how Vince looks at it? Because I think every single year you give the same fucking speech. Not necessarily Corey Graves, but Michael Cole or some schmuck. International flavor is fucking the reason that we fucking boo who we usually cheer. No, I think we always fucking boo the same people. I think we always cheer the same fucking people. I think it's just the fucking loudest on that night. And last night, by the way, WWE got off easily. That crowd was one of the least loudest, the least wildest, the least craziest that I've seen in years. So WWE got off really good. And I think, again, the reason is they had a plan this year. They had a plan. Let's just totally go wild on them. And every segment, it seemed like, had a new fucking superstar, either from NXT or a returning superstar. So Vince's idea here was, let's just keep throwing out fucking crazy participants. Let's bring out new NXT talent. Let's bring out fucking returning superstars. We won't give them a chance to hijack the show. We'll just keep giving them something fucking new. It's a good idea. I'll be the first to admit that's a good idea. Here's the problem. Way too much. Dude, the talent that came back last night, when you're talking Hardy and Lashley and the call-ups from NXT, I mean, these are some big fucking names. You could have done some really cool shit with all of them, and you just kind of paraded them out there like they were regular talent. I didn't like that. But again, I understood the plan. But fuck, with some of these names, I could have came out with some awesome returns for them. Or some awesome debuts, if they're from NXT. And they just kind of came out like regular talent. So, I did have an issue with that. And again, my biggest issue, you could have chose one, because you know there's going to be more tonight on SmackDown. You could have chose one to be Strowman's partner last night. And have something happen where they didn't win the championships. Or maybe Strowman and this big-time partner did win the championships, but they still had to have them taken away. Something could have happened. Or the partner turned on Strowman. I could have came up with 100. Trust me, I'm creative as fuck. I would have came up if you told me I need to pencil in someone huge as Strowman's partner. But you have to come up with an awesome outcome that saves Sheamus and Cesaro and Braun Strowman and the partner. I would come up with 100 awesome scenarios that didn't have a 10-year-old. I keep going back to that shit because it haunts me. It fucking haunts me. What has happened tragically to the Raw Tag Championships. But so this is what we got. Let's set the table. So Corey Graves already set the table for the viewer at home, the casual fan. Don't worry, you're going to hear crazy shit in the crowd, but that's because it's not an American crowd. They're loony. All right, Vince. All right, Corey. All right, Michael. We'll fucking believe that anyone outside the United States is a fucking Looney Tune. And when I say people started belting out left and right, I mean left and right. I'm going to get to that in a second. It started off this whole fucking Raw campaign with Ronda Rousey, Stephanie McMahon. Now this was just to set the crowd off hot. They wanted the crowd to really be fucking hot. So how hotter than to fucking parade out Stephanie McMahon, who they know everyone is gonna boo relentlessly, vigorously, violently, and they did. And they even gave her a shut the fuck up chant. Literally, shut the fuck up. That goes to show you, that's your fucking audience. To your 10-year-old is parade. I can't fucking. Shut the fuck up tells me that's mostly not kids over in that audience. Now, they were hitting Stephanie McMahon hard, but Stephanie McMahon, for some reason, calls out Ronda Rousey like they're best friends and then gives a promo like they're best friends. And so, yeah, they go to hug, and Ronda Rousey just fucking, she can go from one look to another in literally just the blink of an eye, man. She is so good at tuning into her alter personality. It literally is like a different personality. She'll go from a smile to mean mugging. And as they embrace, Ronda Rousey looks at Stephanie McMahon and just totally turns that smile to a mean mug. And you can see her set in place, and Ronda Rousey just drops backwards. Stephanie McMahon is selling the shit out of this. Epically, by the way. Good job on Stephanie's part. And of course, like, it's realistic. Like, my arm is about to be snapped. I'm going to scream fucking for my life. And that's what Stephanie was doing. And Ronda Rousey was just like, you did it to yourself, bitch. And she just snaps backwards. There goes Stephanie McMahon's arm. And Ronda Rousey gets up smiling, looking at the medical staff like she'll be all right. Like I've done this plenty of times before. Her arm will get full range of motion in a few months. I thought that was great. Again, no long-term story for this. I don't see, because Stephanie McMahon looks to be written off television for a while now. Triple H, I don't think we're going to see back until April 27th event outside of the U.S. at the greatest Royal Rumble ever, it's called. I think he's taking on like John Cena or somebody, man. But Triple H has a totally unrelated match. Nothing to do with Ronda Rousey. So I think this was just to show up to the crowd and let New Orleans get one more big moment with Ronda Rousey at the expense of Stephanie McMahon. So I was okay with that, even though I didn't see anything in the near future that was setting up. But you could tell Ronda Rousey was just thanking the crowd, like, thanks, guys. She went to the back, and that pretty much, I believe, is going to end that storyline between the Authority and Ronda for a little bit anyway. Then we went into the actual fucking show itself match-wise. This is where Nia Jax comes down to the ring. To "You deserve it" chant. Nia Jax deserves it. Nia Jax. How does Nia Jax deserve... If that's the fucking case, guys, Nia Jax deserves it? Can somebody explain to me how Nia Jax... If that's the case, then everybody in the fucking world deserves that shit. Nicholas does deserve the tag straps, then fuck it. Nia Jax, how is she one of the best wrestlers in WWE? No, she is not, for the women. So she doesn't deserve it that way. I could have sworn last year she walked out of WWE because she didn't want to do the job to one of the best wrestlers in WWE, Sasha Banks. She didn't want to do the job to her, so she walked out of the company, and Vince brought her back. I believe the statistic is she's lost over 70% of her matches. But yet she deserves it in which way? Booking didn't even just keep her down. Her talent is obviously not top tier. Somebody explain to me how Nia Jax deserves, because she got through the body shaming? That deserves a championship? I'm not even putting anyone down, guys. I actually don't mind Nia Jax at all. But you deserve it to Nia? Where does it end, man? Every time somebody gets a strap now, we're just going to chant that. You deserve it. James Ellsworth, fuck it. Come back. Get a strap. You deserve it. Nicholas, you're tag champ? What are you, 10? Yeah? 5th grade? Oh, 4th. Well, fuck it. You deserve it. Starbucks employee. Juliana, you make my coffee so good every morning. I need you to get in WWE and win a strap because you deserve it. You make my lattes flawlessly, Juliana. Get into the WWE now. You deserve it. Nia Jax deserves it all of a sudden. I would love for somebody to just give me 3 matches. Just 3. Just 3. Just 3. 3 matches. Just give me 3. In Nia Jax's career so far. NXT and WWE's main roster. How's that? I'll make it even easier. 3 matches that totally captivated us with Nia Jax in it. Captivated us. And here's the catch. It can't just be all one-sided, like Sasha Banks fucking led the match, or even fucking your Alexa led the match, or anybody. where Nia Jax in those 3 matches captivated us, went above and beyond, and truly showed us she's a top-tier talent for the women. I want 3 matches that exploded our fucking minds. I did the work for you guys, so relax. It's rhetorical. You won't find any. I've watched all of Nia Jax's matches. Again, I don't mind Nia Jax. At times I even like her. I don't know what that whole shit was with Sasha last year. But she's got to get over those temper tantrums. But in the long run, no, she does not deserve any fucking championship right now. Hate to tell you. Sorry. Not sorry. But that's what they're chanting. A big portion of that crowd was always also chanting, Nicholas! We want Nicholas! Again, it was a lot to fucking kind of troll WWE a bit, I understand. You know, fucking saying basically, we'd rather him over Roman Reigns, things like that. But still, don't actually chant that, because Vince will take that the wrong way and he'll bring him back, just like Ellsworth. The fucking morons that chanted, we want Ellsworth! And guess what? Ellsworth a week later got a contract! Next thing I know, he's winning the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You guys put him there. Not my amplified unit. The casual fucking chanters out there. My amp unit is hopefully smart enough to know Ellsworth should not have been anywhere around. It's just, Nia Jax deserves it all of a sudden. 24 hours ago, there's a fucking 10-year-old winning the tag straps. 24 hours later, Nia Jax all of a sudden deserves the championship. Not Sasha. They're not chanting for Sasha deserves it. No. Nia, you deserve it. Yeah. Nia, you're a man. I've never seen talent like you, Nia. So Nia Jax comes out, she cuts a promo, and Mickie James and Alexa Bliss come out. Mickie James, can I just say, what a pretty lady Mickie James is, man. She is so fucking beautiful. But you have Mickie James come out there with fucking Alexa. They cut a promo back to Nia. Nia back and forth. And Nia Jax says, my tag team partner. And I'm thinking, oh, tag team match. Woo, are you going to bring out Sasha? At least that'll be fucking captivating for me. Or are you going to bring out a Bayley or somebody? Are you going to bring back Alicia Fox? She says the words Ember Moon. And I swear it was like Christmas for me. Ember Moon finally called the fuck up, guys. Ember Moon. If you don't watch NXT, you're in for a treat. If you've never seen Ember Moon compete, one-on-one especially, you are in for a treat. This lady is top-tier talent personified. Everything she does in that ring, whether she's got good booking and creative and storytelling behind her, she'll still captivate you. She will put on her own story through her mannerisms, her facial expressions, her physical attributes alone will show you that she is top-tier talent. Ember Moon is phenomenal, to say the least. And Sasha Banks versus Ember Moon, matches like that, Charlotte versus Ember Moon, those matches just intrigue me to the utmost. I cannot wait to see that. Last night, Ember Moon caught an eclipse on Alexa Bliss to end the match. And that eclipse it's basically a stone cold stunner from up on the top rope. And she jumps, she leaps, she twists, she fucking stunners you. And last night, Alexa Bliss found out exactly what that is when her nose rammed right into Ember Moon's shoulder, busting open fucking Alexa Bliss. Busting her nose open. Alexa Bliss is bleeding. Ember Moon covers her. 1, 2, 3. Ember Moon picks up the win for her and Nia Jax. Fucking A, man. That is a way you start off. Fucking first of all, you had Ronda Rousey snapping Stephanie McMahon's arm again, and then you go into Ember Moon's debut. Fucking awesome, guys. And again, my thing is, you had all these fucking debuts. I just feel they could have been more special if you were to draw it out a little bit. I feel there were so many debuts and returns last night that they're going to get lost in the shuffle. But I think they had to do it for the brand fucking shakeup that they're doing next week. So I think that's why they had to do this. But Ember Moon started it off with the call-ups and returns, and it was huge, man. Ember fucking Moon. Seeing her finally called up, man, about to shed a tear, man. It was like a proud father, man. I'm not actually her father, but, you know, it's like, because I watched her so fucking adamantly in NXT, and I'm just like, every week that went by, I'm like, how? She's in her prime right now. Or not even probably another fuck, but still, she's putting in all these matches and all this effort, and like, she's just fucking not even being showcased to the world, man. Like, what her talent is, it's fucking top notch. I could go on and on about Ember Moon. Absolutely love this girl, love this lady, love this woman, and I'm glad she is finally here, and we are going to see epic shit from Ember Moon going forward. Up next is what I already talked about. That's where Braun Strowman dropped the fucking tag straps because Nicholas has to go back to preschool or whatever fucking grade he's in. And then we went into, who was it? No Way Jose debuted. Another NXT call-up. No Way Jose. Who did he take out? Fucking, Bo Dallas was it? He took out fucking, somebody, guys. I apologize. This got lost in the shuffle because I was so fucking fixated on how horrible this character is going to bomb, because I don't mind No Way Jose. It's sad to see some of these guys get some traction in NXT, and then they go up to the main roster, and I'm telling you, I don't know if it's going to die a slow death or it's going to be instant, but this is Adam Rose all over again. Do you guys remember who Adam Rose is? If not, Google the motherfucker. Check out his main roster character. Check out his little Congo line he used to have. Sounds familiar. This guy can get the crowd a little riled up. He can bring smiles to people's faces. But when it comes to people being intrigued and giving a damn about this guy, and more importantly, the character he's playing, it is going to fail miserably. You know how I know? We've seen it before. What makes you think No Way Jose is going to be different than Adam Rose? I'm being serious with you guys. I'm being so serious, man, because his talent isn't drastically better than Adam Rose's. So what about No Way Jose is going to captivate us outside of that shitty character he's playing in this weird Congo line of bullshit? What is going to captivate us? We've seen it with Adam Rose. Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud. Well, it looks to me like they're positioning No Way Jose to be a lemon. A straight-up lemon. Unless they can see that what they did last night is not going to work and turn him into a rosebud, then that's what they're going to have to fucking do. No Way Jose debuts. It was cool to see him, but then it was you were instantly hit with, oh, fuck. That's the end of No Way Jose. It's the beginning of No Way Jose, and it's the end of No Way Jose. A lot of people out there that understand the booking, you know exactly what I'm saying to you guys. The Revival defeated Gallows and Anderson after that debut of No Way Jose, and the Revival is not getting anywhere because the casual fans especially will never get on board with such a bland tag team. Whether you like the Revival or not, I said they put on one of, if not the match of the year. What was it, 2017 or 2016 at the NXT TakeOver? Maybe it was 2016. But, so the Revival has talent. It'll never get over on the main roster, just like No Way Jose. No Way Jose is even worse, though, character-wise. He's gonna die a much fucking faster death than fucking Revival. But the Revival has to have more. It's the WWE main roster now. This isn't nice little cozy NXT. People always say, NXT is better than WWE. TakeOver was better than WrestleMania. I've heard this a million times this weekend, guys. And you cannot compare them. It's two different beasts. That's like comparing New Japan to WWE. You can't do it. You cannot possibly compare TakeOver to WWE's main roster. I can give you a list of 100 things on how it's drastically different. Huge. And I'm not even talking just advertising and the advertisers and the marketers and how you have to promote and how you have to hit different demographics. I'm not even hitting all that. It is so fucking different. You cannot compare the fucking two. A guy like No Way Jose and Adam Rose, they can live and live big on NXT's roster, not on the main roster. In NXT, you're a big fish in a small pond. On the main roster, you're a small itty little fish in a big pond. That's a problem. Unless you have an explosive character. I love what Jerry Lawler said last night. After Monday Night Raw on the WWE Network, there was a 24 special on the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw as a documentary. And Jerry Lawler was like, it's not just about everybody out there can wrestle. He said, everybody you're going to see tonight can wrestle. It's about the character within them. How are they going to captivate you? How are they going to stand out from just a wrestler? Character is fucking so much in this business, guys. In the Revival defeat, I would have had Gallows and Anderson. You want to talk? You deserve it. Gallows and Anderson wouldn't then in your little crazy deserve it world? They definitely don't deserve it in WWE's world because the Revival defeated Gallows and Anderson in this little weird tournament or whatever it's going to be for the tag team championships. The vacant tag championships. So the Revival pick up a win there. Rollins, Balor, and The Miz had a segment where they were just cutting a promo on each other. And I love what The Miz said. You, speaking of Finn Balor, you don't even deserve another IC championship shot because you already had your shot. You were never the champion before. You had your shot. You go to the back of the line. I was the champion. I lost. I get my rematch. And Miz said, I want my rematch at Backlash. And this brought out, what was it? The fucking Miztourage were about to fight Balor and Rollins 3-on-2. And then Jeff Hardy's music hits. Jeff Hardy returns. And it's not this fucking full-throttle Brother Nero character. This was like the Jeff Hardy of old, man. He's rocking out to the Hardy music. And the original Hardy music. And it looks like later in the night, we're going to get the main event of The Miz, Finn Balor. No, what am I saying? Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Jeff Hardy against the Miztourage. That's going to be your main event for later. So that segment kind of set that up. So before I forget too, Roman Reigns hits down to ringside, and he's getting his traditional post-WrestleMania boo fest, not letting him even speak. He's playing the battered and bruised wrestler who gave it his all the night before. And he's talking about how he doesn't even know. He's still playing the victim. Oh, I'm not Vince McMahon's boy. Vince McMahon doesn't even like me. He didn't even tell me I have a match April 27th for the championship at the greatest Royal Rumble ever. And, the fucking Vince really hates me. He's putting me in another match for the title. Oh, how there could be worse things in your career than going for the top prize, Roman. But it's going to be a steel cage match at the greatest Royal Rumble ever, Brock versus Roman. And this led to the news that Brock Lesnar has re-signed with WWE. But hold on, guys. Because even though we're hearing multi-year contract, I'm hearing this was a 30-day extension. If they actually complete paperwork for multi-year, that's different. But I'm hearing, as of right now, this was a 30-day extension first. So I fully believe he's still going over to UFC. I don't know if he's going to actually sign the final paperwork for multi-year. Maybe, maybe not. This is a 30-day extension to get him to the greatest Royal Rumble ever, April 27th. I believe to drop the championship to Roman Reigns. This way it's off of American soil, and hopefully the reaction will be better for Roman. That's the only thing I can think of. Really make it seem like Roman just cannot, he doesn't have Brock's number. But then the one night he happens to be away from America, he's able to win it in a steel cage match. And then you might see Brock Lesnar fade off into the sunset over to UFC. But so that is breaking news that we continue to watch. What kind of contract did he actually sign? I'm hearing it's a 30-day extension. But there's a possibility that he completes paperwork on a multi-year. I don't know if Vince right now wants to give that to Brock. Brock seems to be getting out of hand. We're hearing a lot more talk about arguments between Vince and Brock. Another one that supposedly happened after WrestleMania. Brock's not happy again. So we're hearing a lot more that Brock and Vince are getting into these altercations. So I have no idea, man. That's something to watch. But Roman was out there. Here's Samoa Joe's music hits. Samoa Joe returns now. Add him to the mix with the AOP, Ember Moon, No Way Jose, Jeff Hardy, Bobby Lashley. Now you bring in Samoa Joe. Again, my only thing here, guys, is where is all of this talent going? I left that tweet last night on my Twitter. That exact word for word. Where is all this fucking talent going? Somebody tell me, man. Somebody was like, well, BC, some of it's going to go to SmackDown. Don't worry, it ain't just Raw. But that's my point. I'm including SmackDown. Where is it all going? Too much. They don't even know what to do with who they have, let alone returning injured superstars, let alone NXT call-ups. Where are the superstars that are already there? Their time slot's going to go. More and more people are going to be in catering. Or they're just going to have to trim the fat. you're gonna have to get rid of the wrestlers that are not great wrestlers or that don't have the right character that is connecting with a crowd. I know that sucks. I don't want anyone to lose their job. But this can't just be a fucking... It can't be a charity company. They can't just be giving jobs for charity just because you want to give everyone a job. You have to be the right people to do the job. If you're not connecting with the crowd, if the crowd isn't connecting with you, maybe it's time. Sucks to say, you gotta go. But there is so much talent that isn't even being called up in this round of call-ups from NXT. Whoever comes tonight on SmackDown, there's even more that maybe deserve it that aren't being called up. Maybe not until another year from now. Maybe never. That's because the rosters are so full, and a lot of that roster is being taken up with people that, let's be honest, we could do without. But Samoa Joe comes out. He had one of the lines of the night as well. Kurt Angle had the line of the night with the TNA line, but Samoa Joe actually called Roman Reigns a failure, and the crowd ate that up. Because Samoa was calling him a failure just as far as competing against Brock and just losing all the time. But the crowd was looking at Roman as an actual failure. So that took on a life of its own. But this set up what is ultimately going to be Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, Backlash. Brock Lesnar isn't supposed to be there. Does the title go to Roman Reigns? And that Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns feud that kicked off last night in that little promo, is that now for the strap? Do they go with a Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar SummerSlam match and draw out that extension extra days all the way through SummerSlam where Brock loses it to Bobby Lashley? I don't know if that match really intrigues me unless they build up Bobby Lashley the right way, but who the fuck knows? We do know Backlash, you're going to get Roman Reigns and you're going to get Samoa Joe. And we also know that the greatest Royal Rumble ever, you're going to get Brock versus Roman in a steel cage match. And Roman Reigns has threatened that, Vince, if you keep putting me in a match against this beast, I'm eventually going to take that title. He's trying to make it sound like this is a thing that Vince McMahon doesn't want, which is hilarious. The storyline with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Attitude Era, that was Vince McMahon not wanting Steve Austin as champion. Vince McMahon keep putting you in title matches? I don't see how that's not wanting you to be champion. So storyline-wise, it just doesn't make sense. Then it was Sasha Banks time. Mandy Rose versus Sasha Banks. And I'm like, knowing WWE, knowing Vince McMahon, there is going to be some way that they're going to have Mandy Rose beat Sasha. They just do not want Sasha Banks having a big WrestleMania weekend at all. Stuff her in the pre-show. We won't even have her win the Battle Royal. We'll have her lose against who would be really fucking great. How about Mandy Rose? So Mandy Rose defeats Sasha Banks because for some reason, even though they hate each other or just there's real friction, for some reason Bayley wants to come back down the fucking aisle. And Bayley's like, I'm here to help you, Sasha, because we're such good buddies lately. And Bayley, at one point at the end of this match, actually punches Sasha in the face, trying to get to Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville, one of the two. Accidentally, right? So Sasha Banks is a little pissed, but Sasha doesn't even do anything. Sasha gets back in the ring. She gets fucking booted right in the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks flat on her back. Mandy Rose with the victory. I love Sasha. Sasha Banks didn't even want to sell this motherfucker. Sasha Banks shot right back up after she was pinned. She's like, get off me, motherfucker. Mandy who? What? Mandy who? What? Mandy what? Rose, Sasha. It's Mandy Rose. Sasha's like, get the fuck off me, bitch. You're lucky I did the job for you. And then she's looking at fucking Bayley. I'll get you, my little pretty, and your little dog, too. So, they set up all of this, 2 to 3 months of Bayley and Sasha, a WrestleMania-esque match. When you think WrestleMania, that is the match for the strap. Not only did we not get that, they're just going to wrestle next week, they announced. They want to do it before everyone really gets shook up on the shakeup. Looks like Sasha will go probably to SmackDown, Bayley might stay on Raw, or vice versa. It doesn't look like they're going together. So, all of this was for a Monday Night Raw match. Story of Sasha Banks' career. Vince McMahon just wants all of her big moments to be right there on fucking Monday Night Raw. No big pay-per-view moments for you, Sasha. I don't like you. Right? That's what Vince says over to Sasha. So that's Sasha. Sasha loses to fucking Mandy Rose. And then her big storyline is the payoff is that Monday Night Raw next week. Sometimes you just want to put your head through a fucking cement wall. That was one of those fucking moments. We had an Elias concert, right? Walk with Elias. Elias, man, a lot of fans are behind Elias. It was okay. I said his career's going to be okay doing the deed to John Cena at WrestleMania. He actually got some spotlight, some exposure. As long as you book him correctly going forward, I said that's okay. Last night, he got dogged out again. Bobby Lashley comes out. The returning Bobby Lashley. I was expecting him to be even bigger, to be honest. Bobby Lashley, I mean, realistically, I just don't see how he's going to beat Brock Lesnar if they want the beast to collide. But Bobby Lashley comes out and he just destroys Elias. And I'm like, what are you doing? No! Elias is becoming one of those joke characters. He's the go-to guy when you need to put somebody over. Kind of like what Rusev was for a long time. Remember when The Rock came back to Brooklyn, impromptu? They needed somebody to do a segment with, so so The Rock could clown him. And they just had Rusev just go out there and be a clown. Get beat up by The Rock real quick in a minute, and then fucking The Rock looks like the strong guy. I'm okay with Cena doing that at WrestleMania, but you can't have him keep doing that. Bobby Lashley went out there and destroyed Elias. It looks like Elias has become Vince McMahon's clown. That's not good, because Elias actually can be something in WWE. I hope that bullshit stops immediately. But for Bobby Lashley fans, big moment for you. I was never a huge Bobby Lashley fan, to be honest. Not just because he didn't last long, but even when he was at his prime in that tag team match at WrestleMania with Donald Trump versus Vince McMahon. I think Stone Cold was like the referee or some shit. I was never really a big Bobby Lashley fan, but who knows, man? If they give him the right story, if he shows what he's got in that ring, we'll get behind him. We'll put the amplified machine behind Bobby Lashley. But he comes back last night, and he destroys Elias. Just don't like Elias being destroyed like that. Big moment for me, man. The Authors of Pain called up officially. They destroyed Heath Slater and Rhino. I love that, man. Fucking Heath Slater brought up his kid. Fuck. Can I just bring... No, I'll bring it up later. Something about The Miz. I'll bring that up later. But Heath Slater talks about how he's got kids and he needs matches. And he's willing to do whatever he needs to for his kid. But whatever the fuck. The Authors of Pain come out. When the Authors of Pain were done, Heath Slater might have kids, but those kids might not longer have a father because the Authors of Pain destroyed Rhino and Heath Slater. It was so good to see the Authors of Pain, man. It's just, the Bludgeon Brothers are tag team champions on SmackDown, so can they even be, I don't think they can get shook up. I wanted to see the Authors of Pain versus the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam. Looks like they might be on separate brands unless they bring the Authors of Pain over to SmackDown. But the Raw tag team division's a little weak. They might want to keep them there. I don't know. I'm just future booking here. But it was so good to see my AOP. And it was sad. They left Paul at ringside. Paul Ellering went up the fucking ramp with them and they told him to stop. It was almost like, you brought us to the dance, but now that we're here, we no longer need you. I hope Paul Ellering goes back to NXT and gets a new tag team or somebody new because he has such a great mind for the business. He's been around for decades and decades. I think he can help a lot of the young kids coming up. Or does he find somebody new, a new talent, or maybe a new tag team for the WWE main roster and they compete with AOP? Either way, a lot of awesome shit is going to happen with AOP. Authors of Pain have officially been called up as of last night. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt took on Titus Worldwide. Pretty simplistic match. Titus Worldwide were defeated by Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. So they continue their Woken universe, right? The Wyatt of Bray. I guess Matt Hardy would call him maybe. I don't know what his fucking... He needs his alternate universe name. The Wyatt of Bray is what I'm going with until Matt Hardy corrects me. So they took out Titus Worldwide. There was a funny backstage segment with Jeff Hardy speaking to Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt in their fucking Woken universe. Yeah, just in their Woken universe language. And when Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt walked off, Jeff Hardy turns around to Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, and Rollins and Balor are like, what the hell was that? And Jeff Hardy was just like, pops some bubble gum in his mouth and he takes off. It's like, oh, it's normal for me. And Rollins and Balor are like, what the fuck? We went into Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. This was a matchup to determine, yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. Earlier in the night, Owens and Zayn showed up into Kurt Angle's office and said, listen, we need a job. Please help us. You know what happened over on SmackDown. We need a job, and we're willing to do whatever. We've changed our ways. And Kurt Angle's like, wait, didn't you just beat up your general manager and commissioner and jump them and take them out of... And they're like, no, we changed our ways. We swear. And Kurt Angle's like, well, our tag team division is pretty full, but I heard TNA is hiring. What? He did not. Mic drop. Son of a bitch. Mark that line. Line of the night came from Kurt Angle. I heard TNA is hiring. That blew me the fuck away. The fact that they even mentioned TNA, but in such a degrading way, man, that was funny as fuck. I heard TNA is hiring. And so what he said was, hey, you take on each other, and the winner, they'll get a spot in a single spot on the Raw roster. And how funny would it be if one of them did get on, then they got shook up back to SmackDown. But anyway, Owens and Zayn went out there. Many would call that the real main event of last night's Monday Night Raw. They had the match of the night, obviously. It's Zayn and Owens. I say it all the time. I can watch them every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Last night, they put on another good performance, at times even great. And in the end, neither one of them could make the 10 count, get up on their feet. So neither of them got a job on Raw. So they're both unemployed. Do they show up at TNA Wrestling? Or do they continue to wreak havoc on Raw and SmackDown? Keep jumping the barricade, in street clothes, fucking shit up, until they piss off the right people that actually say, you know what, I want a match. If they beat us, we'll give them their job back. But if we beat them, they literally are barred from the fucking building. And there's some big stipulation. Like this big, like $1 million fine or something. I don't care what the fuck you do. But you can lead to their jobs being back. But you could do it in a fun way, man. But as of right now, it looks like that's what they're doing. Because even if you get shooken up, you can't go back to SmackDown. Raw doesn't want you. So they're not even involved in the shakeup. So it looks like they're going to have to jump the barricade and fuck shit up and make a name for themselves. Remake a name for themselves. Make people see that they have a spot, that they should have a spot on the roster. Piss off the right people. We'll see, man. But that was Owens and Zayn last night. And the main event was, again, like I said, Hardy, Rollins, and Balor versus The Miz. And The Miz, man. I like this Miz Dad. Hashtag Miz Dad was actually trending last night. I love this new character. Where he went off in that promo earlier with fucking Seth Rollins and Balor. He was saying how when Seth Rollins won that strap from him, his daughter was crying. It brought a tear to his daughter's eye. And that brought a tear to the mother of his kid, Maurice's eye. And that brought a tear to his eye. And that brought a tear to Nicholas's eye. And that brought a tear to Cheesehead Charlie's eye. And whatever the fuck Miz was saying. But I like it. You could go with this character. Miz Dad character. And everything that ever goes wrong to Miz going forward, it affects his daughter. And if it upset his daughter, then he's out for fucking revenge. And he wants fight. It's war. So Miz gets really fucking pissed off when his daughter gets upset because something happened to the Miz the week before. So you can really do some cool shit with Miz Dad. So I love that shit. But in the end, this was all just for Hardy, Rollins, and Balor to get the ultimate win. Let New Orleans go home happy, right? And everybody that's in attendance by seeing 3 top stars, Jeff Hardy, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins raising their hands up high in victory. But if you think about it, it was a victory over the Miztourage, so it wasn't actually that fucking big. Not main event worthy for the Raw after WrestleMania, but I think Vince McMahon really thought that the chants were going to be so out of hand that the fans weren't going to care about it anyway. So let's just send out 3 top stars in a nonsensical match. What ended up happening was the crowd wasn't chanting in fucking weird Looney Tune fashion like Vince McMahon thought they were going to. They were actually kind of into the match. Some of them maybe even bored by the match. But they didn't go off the rails. There wasn't beach balls flying around. There wasn't crazy chants. So all in all, not that fucking bad. And then it went off the air. I think the Raw 25th anniversary special, the documentary on the fucking WWE network, I think that was more entertaining than a lot of the fucking main events. The main event last night and the main event of fucking WrestleMania. But that was Monday Night Raw, guys. Not much more to say about it. It was just a schmoz fest of returns, call-ups. It was a lot to take in. I feel that a lot of them could have been better used if brought out by themselves individually in different weeks, because it would have been more meaningful. But we got a shitload in one night. Tonight on SmackDown, I think we're going to get a much more talent. Call-ups, returns, Dean Ambrose maybe. Does the Iconic Duo show up tonight? We'll see. There's going to be more, I'm telling you, because next week is the shakeup. That's going to do it for me, guys. I'm losing my fucking voice between the last couple of days video, amplified booking, the good, the bad, and the ugly of WrestleMania. Raw tonight. I got fucking SmackDown's review reaction to do tomorrow, and I still have to kick Tuesday's ass. So that's going to be it. Amplified man's cashing the fuck out. I gotta say, this is the true end of WrestleMania weekend. I don't look at SmackDown as still WrestleMania weekend anymore. That's when a lot of people are already going home. I gotta say, I think I made the right choice not going to New Orleans this year. I made the right decision. It did not look like an ultimate, I'll say, fun experience. Whereas WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, that was just a big party. This just seemed like it wasn't promoted correctly. The fans weren't as into it. That'll all obviously change WrestleMania 35 next year, because that's right here, home. New York City, motherfucking place is going to be explosive. But this year's New Orleans left a lot more to be desired. I think you guys know that to be true. I think I made the right decision staying right up here in New York City, not going to New Orleans. But we'll see what SmackDown brings tonight, even though a lot of the people down there in New Orleans start heading home either this morning or last night after Raw. It should still be a packed house. I think they're still going to have enough to pack the house up. And like I said, call-ups, returns, a lot of schmozzery. You're going to see it all tonight. We'll talk about it tomorrow. B motherfucking C. Check you.